I'd like to open the meeting up to the public comment. So if anyone in the public would like to speak, ma'am, please. State your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Michelle Finley. Good evening, board. I live
address.
Pardon me? Address 4 Origin Road, Airmont, New York.
Excellent.
Okay. So tonight I just would like to talk briefly. I need to use my notes. My husband said don't use a teleprompter, but I need to. I would like to talk briefly about a company called Crown Castle. It's a third-party company that makes a new type of infrastructure for mobile cell phone companies. It's important that we know about this company, and I'm going to tell you why. November 25th, 2015, an agreement from Crown Castle landed on Mayor Marshall Katz's desk, the mayor of Wesley Hills. The mayor apparently did not understand the complexity of this proposal and did not address it, a fact that he openly regrets to this day. He apparently did not understand the ramifications of this agreement and did nothing until a public hearing was called on July 6th. At that first hearing, 48 residents came to the meeting and 2 reps from Crown Castle. It was too large to have it in the village, in the town hall at Wesley Hills. The meeting was postponed, the venue was changed and rescheduled to July 26th. At that time, 200 people attended that meeting and 5 reps from Crown Castle. At this July 26th meeting, residents of Wesley Hills expressed confusion why they needed more cell towers. 5 bars on our cell phones, they said. LV broadband reception is fine. Crown Castle engineers explained that this is not an LT band, but it is something new and improved, an AWS band. They also said, these are not cell towers we are putting up, these are called nodes. And this new AWS band, it's a short band, so it's faster, but it needs more nodes to complete the wavelength. So Crown Castle's agreement with Wesley Hills is this. Sign this agreement that Crown Castle can put up a total of 26 of these nodes in the village on street lights and utility poles in the neighborhood. But understand that in the neighborhood means that the first 10 feet of anyone's property is considered public right-of-way, and since there are no sidewalks in Wesley Hills or Airmont, these nodes are proposed to go up on poles and lights on private residences' property. Engineers from Crown Castle said it was safe because the transmitter boxes with the barrel-shaped nodes on top would be at least 10 feet up, and the radiation from this would not affect the residents because the radiation is directed out, not down. It's above their heads, the engineer said. That's what the residents were told. However, these boxes are level with Wesley Hills residents' second stories, levels with their bedroom windows. These boxes are about 2 feet square with a large barrel-shaped node above it. In return for permission to put up these nodes, Crown Castle has agreed to pay the village $2,500 as a one-time payment, and an additional $500 per node per month will be paid. Here's the backstory. In 2012, in Rye, New York, a resident one day found Crown Castle putting up a node on a pole on her property. She had not been informed by the town. She sued the town and won. Backstory, Pelham, New York, 2014. A resident was informed prior, but did not understand or were misinformed of the complexity of the situation. She tried to fight it. She was told, too late. She was very concerned about the health aspect of the situation, felt compelled to sell her home at a huge loss. This woman did speak at the July 26th meeting at Wesley Hills. Backstory, Scarsdale, New York. Based on all that was going on around them, Scarsdale did update their cell phone laws to include the prevention of DAS, which is an acronym for Distributed Antenna System, to prevent these nodes from being installed in their residential areas. The existing laws that we have in Airmont do not, regarding cell towers, do not address this new infrastructure of DAS, the Distributed Antenna System. In addition, existing cell towers are considered major structures built up from the ground, and these nodes are considered minor structures attached to existing structures, so they are outside the scope of our laws at present regarding cells. The telecommunications industry has weaseled around our laws that protect us and our rights as U.S. citizens in the name of, as usual, profits. Understand, Crown Castle can put these nodes on county and state roads without much resistance, but they need our residential streets and street lights and poles in front of our homes on our property in order for this new AWS band to function properly. They need this because any existing cell towers do not integrate with this new system, the DAS system, that is coming to all of our neighborhoods. In Wesley Hills, Crown Castle wants to start with 28 nodes, 21 residential, and 6 county roads, one of which happens to be across from an elementary school. Crown Castle also plans to then increase the number of nodes from 28 to an additional 73, and no additional permission is needed. In addition, additional permission and additionally no permission or notification is required for the intensity if the intensity of the radiation is increased. All of this information I am sharing with you tonight comes from one of the families in Wesley Hills who was informed by public hearing that this system, the DAS, the distributed antenna system, was being erected outside of her bedroom window. She found out when her name and address on a public hearing. So in Scarsdale's story, the town of Scarsdale was able to change their laws in time to prohibit the DAS, the distributed antenna system, and this was enough to send Crown Castle packing and not even have them further bother with the county and state roads because this system won't work without multiple nodes in multiple places. Wesley Hills residents have joined together with their village now and have hired an attorney to fight this. His name is Stephen Barshaw. His telephone number is 646-738-7229. He is a resident of Haverstraw. Apparently Crown Castle has big plans for the entire Rockland County. Airmont has to get it together now and ban the DAS, the distributed antenna system, before it's too late and before you get a public hearing notice with your address on it listed as a selected site, because then it will be too late.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Do you
Yes.
know if this is protected under the FTC?
Say that question
Is
again?
it protected under the FTC just like cell towers?
It is,
are,
and
or
that's
not?
why if you can change the law, the existing cell phone law, cell tower laws now before, then as they did in Scarsdale, then it can be prevented.
So it's not protected currently?
Excuse me?
It's not protected currently under the FTC?
Currently, we have no protection.
No, what about the
No, I think
towers?
the company has protection under the
Yes,
FTC.
yes, they do, if we don't have laws in place.
But it's not like regular cell towers, because we
It's
could not
completely different.
outlaw regular cell towers.
It's completely different.
Okay. And just curious, this would be a new carrier you would have to get to use that technology?
You know, all I know is that a person came to me hysterical that they have just bought a home in Wesley Hills and now they have to hire a lawyer and try to fight this. They're worried for their health, their safety, their children. It's pervasive in Spring Valley. Apparently, these residents have gone to the mayor in Spring Valley, because some of these residents do live in Spring Valley, and this is already happening widespread in Spring Valley, and allegedly the mayor is not supporting them in any way, shape, or form. I had called and left a message for you, Mayor, about this, but I did want to speak publicly, and any information that you want me to share with you.
Oh, I did hear about this. I'm sorry, I must have missed the message part, but yeah, I did hear about what was going on. I was actually going to give Mayor Katz a call and find out what the situation. I just heard about today, so.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
they're
thanks for bringing it to our
actively fighting
attention.
it, and it's probably too late because the public hearing has already been, announced.
For Wesley Hills.
Yes, for Wesley Hills, but they're still fighting it anyway, and the reason why I gave you the information of the attorney, because he is actively trying to help them, of course, at a fee,
Sure.
but if we don't do something, it will happen here.
Yeah.
It sounds like it supports either future or existing, broadband.
That's right, but
That's my guess.
Apparently, this is the new wave of telecommunications because it's faster. And so what we have now will probably be antiquated, or, in the commercials, the competition will be, we're so much faster, but it will be at our health expense.
Now, I'm curious, how you say if they're having a public hearing, it's already too late? Because what's the purpose of a public hearing if a decision's already made? It just
Yes,
doesn't
that's
make
right, the
sense.
decision's already made, but these residents did not understand the repercussions or the involvement of this because the mayor did not understand the involvement of this. He thought that it was just like another cell tower being put up, it's not.
But
It's the new wave.
He signed an agreement though, right?
I don't know what he did, I don't really know. He probably did because they're all up in arms about it and he regrets having it go that further without being, properly informed.
What was the acronym you used, D?
It's called DAS.
Yes, that's what I thought.
It's distributed antenna systems, and that's what we need to write into our existing law. Do you want the attorney's number?
Actually,
Yeah, give it to the clerk, please.
yeah, yeah, do it again for
I
Lisa.
just need his last name, I have the number.
Okay, his name is Stephen Barshov, and his number is 646-738-7229.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else from the public like to speak? Rabbi, please, state your name and address.
Eliezer Halberstam, 3 Echo Ridge Road.
Thank you.
Do you also get 8 minutes?
Oh yeah, no, there's not that many
There's no
people
limits?
that speak,
Okay.
so this is
Good evening, board, good evening, trustees, good evening, attorney and clerk. I came to discuss something that I feel is important for the village, and I did not know beforehand that the chairman of the planning board would be in the audience, and part of this conversation is about the operation of the planning board. So I'll try to modify, but I don't want to hurt, insult anyone, and since my application is still before the planning board, but I believe that the people
What'd you hear, Doug?
I believe that the people on the board are ethical, so I won't have any repercussions by discussing what I came to discuss tonight. As we know, the mayor and the board are trying to fix up the laws, streamline the village. The planning board process needs, in this village, I had a hearing the past Thursday, and after the treatment and the result of the hearing, I went and spoke, and I can give you information another time. I'm not compiling this for a lawsuit like people would use. I'm not using any of those words, but I did talk to 8 different building inspectors. Not just around Spring Valley, but all over, up till Clarkstown and Suffern. I spoke to people and attorneys in different villages, and they told me that the end result of this particular planning board is unheard of and shameful. And just I'll make it very short. I have a legal synagogue that was 2014, 2.5 years ago. It was legalized. The process, I legalized the building and a parking lot. It took me around 6 months to go through the whole process. Now, 2 years later, I came back to accommodate more parking and a little more, a small extension to cover a stairway and additional 10 feet of the exterior, and the actual synagogue is becoming 400 or 500 feet bigger. Nothing major, proportionate. I'm already in the process 9 months to legalize. I have friends in New York City that build high-rise developments, and they get it approved for 80 stories in 3 months. And the reason why I'm discussing this is because people are moving in, and I have, and I'm sure the village knows this, there are 4 or 5 new applications for schools coming in. They're trying to make, I'm not talking only about schools, businesses are coming in. On the August thing, there's going to be 11, on the August meeting, I think there's 11 things on the agenda. Every single of those rabbis, of those people in those that work in those schools sat with me. I fill them out their application, and I guide them, because I'm the last one that did it legal. And I cannot, in my right mind, encourage them to continue the process. After the treatment after the treatment and the result of these planning board meetings. A 10-foot extension, and I'm sitting in this process 9 months, and time after time, nonsense and nonsense and nonsense. I can't use people's names because I don't want this to have repercussions, but people that work for the village, besides a lot of people, told me after the meeting, sit down here, that they're embarrassed at the end result. So you can choose between 5, I'm not going to name them, I don't want them to, they should be fired, but straightforward, nice people that said they were embarrassed at the end result that I was sent home Thursday night without. I'm going to give you one example, and that's all. But the reason why I'm doing this in a public forum is that the mayor, I think it was in April or previously, I have the text to check the date, but I did have 2 or 3 conversations with the mayor after previous planning board meetings about, and the mayor promised me that he will try to see what he can do. I'm not saying specific what the solution is, who has to go from that board, how to clean up that board, but it has when people talk about the board, they say a dysfunctional board versus a streamlined, sophisticated board. And I'll just give you one example, and that's the example that happened on this Thursday, and then I'm leaving it up to you. I brought along a map, but I won't bother you with the details. When we initially legalized the shul, we made 1 parking lot. We went through the whole process, lighting, landscaping, and now we are proposing a new parking lot. On the other edge of the property, it's a very long property, 200 feet away, 2 parking lots. And we submitted all the paperwork necessary for this new parking lot. Landscaping, lighting. Sorry that it's taking time, but this is necessary for the point I want to make. landscaping, lighting, drainage reports. It's $10,000 percolation test, you know, from the planning board. Everything above and beyond, the sewer reports, everything. I had 3 planning board meetings to begin, 2 CDRC, then we had three planning board meetings before we got the referral to zoning board. Whatever they asked for, I gave. And those 3 meetings I discussed with you, some of them were pushed off over nonsense, but we're not going to go into it. Oh, after these 3, I went twice to the zoning board, I got my variances, and I came back to the final last week. The planner, nice kid, a new fellow, Matt, brought up that on the new plan, you don't see the lighting of my old parking lot. My old parking lot is a project that our beloved village approved 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Every light, every fixture was discussed, all the measurements, all the illumination, it's here, it's in the village. And it's 200 feet away from the new parking lot. Point 1, it's irrelevant to this application, which is a new parking lot on the other edge. Now the planner has a right, I actually went to his office 2 days before the meeting, and he told me, I just want it for the record, you know, because we need everything when we approve. I just want to know, just give me on a piece of paper the existing, I told him it's in the village. But fine, I told no problem, but he told me, Matt told me, this is not something that should hold up the meeting. We can vote on the final, and very common thing, you vote, you submit next day. Number 1, it's irrelevant. Number 2, the village approved that. So some on the board heard, wait a minute, the lighting, this is a major issue. How can we let... Meeting number 1, why did nobody ask me for that lighting on the existing building? Meeting number 2, meeting number 3. By both CDRCs, everyone saw the plan. When we're up to the final, we woke up with a big travesty. He did not supply us the existing lighting that the village approved and are 100% not related to this new application because they're 200 feet away. Somebody in the audience asked me afterwards, maybe we should also add, what if a boy will go and turn on a flashlight during the night? Maybe we should add it on the plan. It is irrelevant to this plan. But some on the board were so, wow, we got a reason to push this guy off again. I came with stormwater management. I came with everything. And this is what someone in the village here told me afterwards. I'm embarrassed the way you were treated. And I showed this plan. I showed the plan. I can open it to you. You can see how far away it is. All I asked was, I said, I will supply it. I had a paper signed. I said, well, give me this vote. Enough of dragging feet. Enough of discouraging people in the village to come do it the right way. It is a shame on our village that this is the process of the planning board. And now that it's on record and I'm on video, I didn't put any makeup. I apologize. I got a little worked up.
Did you speak to Dan?
I spoke to them.
Okay.
I spoke to them very clearly.
That's the only thing I can offer is speak to the attorney.
Yeah, but we know that the elected board does not have officially any influence on the votes, but they do have influence on who is chairman and who is ad hoc and on appointments. And sometimes it's time for some people to go to sleep and take a rest and get some young blood or different. I'm not saying age. I'm not saying gender. I'm not saying it is time that we should be proud of our planning board, and I should be able to tell people that I came in for a 10-foot extension and it took me less than 9 months and I'm not done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sir, name and address.
Yehuda Zorga, one off. Hi guys. Gonna get to the point that Rob spoke about, but I want to start with something else. On your Facebook page, called Preserve Airmont, on Saturday at 9:29.
If you come closer so I can hear you.
Yeah.
The air conditioner is for that.
The planning board meeting has a mic. Downgrade. On the Preserve Airmont Facebook page, on Saturday at 9:29, you shared an article by a scoop called the Monte Scoop. I'm not going to bore anyone reading through the article, but that was my original plan. But the word acidic and the word, I'm going to skip all the wordings. So basically the entire article is about Ramapo and acidic people and everything else that goes along with it. Being a resident in Airmont, I have no clue why the official Facebook page of Preserve Airmont or your Facebook page or the village Facebook page would share something like this at a time when so many neighbors are still trying to live in peace and not hate each other. Why we would go and post an article that does the exact opposite and has the exact opposite effect of what people on both sides of the aisle keep on saying by meetings, why can't we get along, why do we have to yell at each other? I don't think a Facebook page like this helps. Just to point out one story. I had my brother-in-law from Brooklyn visit me not this weekend, the past weekend. I was walking to shul Saturday morning. There's a driveway on Echo Ridge, corner Eagle View that is being repaved or they're redoing it. So the people living there park their cars outside of their driveway on Echo Ridge. So as we get to that vehicle that's parked on the right side of Echo, we are going as pedestrians to the left of the vehicle to continue walking on Echo. A lady comes up, probably on 40 miles per hour behind us, just blaring the horn. I'm like, when I drive every morning, and I leave my house at 5:40, 5:45 every day, I see people jogging, biking, walking their dogs, and I walk 3 times a week as well. What do I do when I drive a vehicle and I see someone, a pedestrian on the road? I'll go to the opposite end of the road and give them the respect they deserve as a pedestrian. This lady stood behind us for 3 or 4 minutes honking, yelling, videotaping, and literally drove up until here. To me, that is an actual result of these type of Facebook posts. So I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of this is, because where we live, all the Airmont residents, there's no overdeveloping, there is no powerful developers that have your pocket, at least I hope so. It doesn't seem like it, so I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of us and everybody else reading.
I'm sorry, I didn't see the article, so I didn't see it.
I don't know who posted that page, it definitely wasn't me.
I'll find out.
So
I don't know what
please-
it was about either. So.
Just please look into it. It's called the Monte Scoop. It was an article posted, and if you want, check in 2-3 weeks. But the comments add up. You can read the comments as well. Now I'm gonna get to the planning board. I've been to every single meeting that the rabbi has come to. Planning board, CDRC, zoning. As you all know, he has complied with every single request that this village has given him. Even though, as congregants and people who support the congregation, we truly believe that some things that were asked were totally unnecessary. What was asked, it was respected. They have a drainage there, probably enough for a MetLife Stadium. But if that's what the village wanted, it was put out there. We come to a meeting, 1 million papers submitted, plans, reports, whatever asked, over 9 months. If anybody understands what 9 months is, it's enough time to get pregnant, have the baby. The baby can be 2 or 3 weeks old now. Shows up to a meeting. As the rabbi said, there was an issue with old lighting that is approved by the village that wasn't on the new plans. I've worked for 7 years in construction and real estate development, and I still do that. And how many times do you see municipalities, even the New York City Department of Buildings, approving something subject to something else? So if it's a major issue, I can understand. Talking about an existing light, I even offered at the planning board meeting, I'll take off the lights, I'll bring it here so you can actually approve whatever needs to be approved. So as the mayor, I think you're the one appointing people to that board. I don't think they're elected officials. So I think if you have the time to look into why things like that are happening, this rabbi is trying to go the right way, and most of us want to do things the right way. I myself, as I've discussed with you in the past, got a letter from the village last year in the summer when I was doing my landscaping, and we all know by now that the law, which I was supposedly sent letters for, at that time was not for residential properties, it was for commercial properties. I'm going to bring in my packet to you one Monday. I didn't want to do it now, but I spent money on 2 engineers. I spent extra money on landscaping, all for a law that at that time technically did not exist and I did not have to apply for. And even with that said, I still went to Eve and I still came every other day to ask Ian, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Still wanted to obey what I was told by the village. So if people here are going to get the feeling the rabbi got last Thursday, that no matter what you're going to do, no matter how many times you're going to do what you're told, it's still not going to work, it's just not fair. So if you have the time to look into something like that, I would appreciate it. Third, I'm not going to name a name, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. As the rabbi said, we're not here to name names. there's one person that is not an official member of the planning board, somebody you appointed, still sits on the side, sometimes forgets, like Donald Trump, if he should say something or shouldn't say something. As the attorney has to tell him outside quietly, sorry, but you're legally not allowed to talk. That person once here, and then at the Crown Plaza, really yelled things that are really inappropriate. I've been upset. I've been upset at Philip, I've been upset at you, and I've been upset at Anthony. I don't think I've ever used the F word to your face. I think I don't ever called any of you effing Italians. I don't think so. But that person did say effing Jews, not once, not twice, and not 3 times in the Crown Plaza. As the mayor of this village, I'm asking you to please take that person off the board. A person that can yell to an entire community and has a problem controlling himself to that level does not deserve to be appointed to a public job. I cannot feel, and neither can anyone else feel, that I can come to a planning board where he might end up on the board and get a fair decision based solely on the fact of saying the effing Jews. I hope you can understand that, and I hope you will look into it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Oh. Anyone else?
Before you say anything, to preserve Airmont, so we understand something very clearly, it's not this Airmont board Facebook. It has nothing to do with any of us on this board. But he made the statement if it was the village's Facebook, and I want to make it very clear that it's not. And it's been done by people that run for elections, which they're allowed to do, and it was not Airmont, so get that, you understand?
No, it's the Preserve Airmont Party, you understand? Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Anyone else? Okay, let's move along. Let's do it this backward. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the resignation of Anthony Benedict as the village attorney for the village of Airmont effective August 1st?
Before we get into the reserve this for after the executive session. Decisions on this after.
Appointments?
Well, resignations first.
Resignation
And
two?
appointments. Yeah.
And appointments?
Yeah, it's well, they're related. Some of them are related.
Alright, so then let's just do appointment of,
Well, first of all, I don't have a resignation of the attorney. Lisa?
I have it.
Well, he's reading something that I don't have in the package, so.
I'm not reading those.
Oh, no, I have only,
No, but he-
motion to accept
he has a motion,
resignation.
he doesn't have it.
I don't have the actual resignation of when he, but if I'm reading this correctly, and I hate to be rude, it says effective August 1st, 2016, which he should be on the day, if that's what's happening, that's today.
Actually, it should be effective 12/01 tomorrow.
Right, but August 2nd.
August 2nd.
August 2nd, 12.
All right.
I'm just saying, no. So the,
That's a good point.
right, so the record, thank you.
Alright, so let's move along to, the Board of Trustees workshop. I have a motion to eliminate the August 15th Board of Trustees workshop.
Motion.
Second?
Okay, I'm gonna vote against this because we eliminated the July meeting. We have no building inspector, full-time. We have no code enforcement, full-time. We have a person in the building department clerk gonna be leaving in September. We have not replaced that. I think it's very important that we get together, the board, and start interviewing people and put them on the game to go forward, because it's not the right thing to do to have meetings canceled when basically you have people to be interviewed, appointed, and go forward. And we also have something that's very important, I hear, the union. I didn't hear nothing about a union. I don't believe we should have a union. We have only one person that's in the office now that's gonna be here, and I don't know if the attorney got involved. No, well, it is an important thing, because the truth of the matter, this is one person that really, under the law, under the Taylor law, which we all know, is not allowed to have unless you have 30%. So unless I'm missing something, because I got no information,
Well, when the other positions are filled, would those positions automatically be in the union, or they would have to sign something?
It should automatically.
All full-time positions are in the union.
Then a vote
The
is
only
recorded.
part-time position that would be in the union would be the part-time fire inspector.
Okay, so when these positions are filled, they would be in the union automatically,
Okay, but
full-time.
in the interim attorney, we don't have them, so why are we even discussing a union? Why are we not sending letters to them saying that there's no more union active in this village because there's no cards that have the 30%? And that's where I stand as a trustee. I've been asking since Ian left, Roy left.
Trustee Blanco, I think we're better off if this is also, contracts in executive session.
Absolutely, absolutely. And not only that, but we don't have any control over that. That would be up to her Public Employees Relations Board, or the Village Board.
Okay, I understand that, but in the same token, I hate to be rude, they gave us a lot of purge in this village. We should have went up there and explained to the judge about what's going on and got a decision with our attorney as well, the union's attorney, to follow this through. Because I don't know if I'm wrong, but under the tell law that I've been reading, it's 30%, which we had. Now we don't have 30%, and I think it should be expedited, especially that it's something that we want to move on going forward. Now, this is going on since 2012. It's nobody's fault, but let me ask this, and it's not something that's executive session. Have we addressed the union or PERS? Attorney?
No, this is, there's nothing to address with respect to the union or her. The board, the Village Board discussed a proposed collective bargaining agreement about 2 or 3 months ago, and we gave that back to the union. The ball, in essence, is in the union's court. It's in the union's court.
Yeah, but I'm not to be rude, attorney. My point basically is clear. Do they know what's going on in the village? The union and PERS. That's the main question. If they don't know what's going on, that's our problem. That's all I'm asking. We should notify them that what's gone on in the last month, or since June, I should say, they should be aware of. And if they want to continue, I have no problem. It's executive session, as Trustee Cohn said. But I think that's an important thing, and I think we're not doing nothing the way I'm understanding from your conversation now.
I think we're getting a little off track, and the main purpose, I think, is if we should have the meeting or not, the second meeting in August. And I think what you're saying is there's a lot of work that still has to be done, and we probably need the 2 meetings. It's not only what you mentioned on unions, but also on the snowplow contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have some things that we left open from other meetings.
The contract, we should get that done tonight.
No, let me just say this. If we got in touch with the union and PERS, and they said they continue going forward, I have no problem. Then we're right. Then we'll leave it as it is until we hire people and go. But I don't believe at this point, I've been involved from the very beginning. From the very beginning, this was done wrong by the former mayor of what they did and what's going forward now. So all I want is a confidence from the attorney that they contacted PERS, they contacted our attorney, and the union, and got some definitive answer of where we stand. That's what I'm saying. I do agree with members that they become employees of the village, that they have to join the union under the Taylor law, but I still believe we should be expediting this in either way. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
No, I think we need meetings. We already missed 1. I don't see why we have to miss 2 now. I mean, listen, I would love to stay home myself and do something else, but I think we have work to do.
Wait. Let's have a discussion as a board. Does the board know, the new board members, what's entailed that's going on? I'm not disagreeing. We canceled the August meeting. Really, we really should have meetings to get things done. I don't understand why.
Sorry, so let me answer for me. My answer, yes, is because once we get the individuals ready for an interview, we can have a meeting at any time. We don't need to have them come on Monday. If they come whenever they're ready, we say, are we all ready? And we can all meet.
That is true, but it's more difficult to get all of us together on the same night. If we already have that in our calendar, we're going to meet, it helps. But I agree. If we need special
Well,
meetings.
let me ask you a question, Mayor.
So fair game.
Have you interviewed anybody or spoke to anybody about these positions? Okay, so we have nobody. So did we get from personnel
Yes.
the information for the building inspector? The list I think Lisa gave me, right, Lisa?
We have the inspector, we have the code enforcer.
Okay, where are those lists for the board to look at? Why don't the board have that? So at least we, like you said, I agree.
Because the village clerk sent out the canvassing letter to the top members on that, and then she's gonna compile the responses in the clerk's, with regard to the clerk that we're gonna replace, she will do the interviews for the clerk, she will pick the top 2 or 3 or however many she feels are worthy, and then we will interview them. As far as the code enforcers, that we just got back one person who said okay. I think that was today, is that correct? That came today. Fire inspector, the position has not been created yet for full-time over at Rockland County Personnel. They will not give us the list when we only have a part-time position open. So they have to create the full-time position, which we did submit 2 weeks ago. They have not created a position, and they have not given us the list. However, I do have 2 resumes, but again, I didn't have everything.
Okay, I gotta ask the attorney, because this is getting a little out of my scope of what I don't believe is true. Is this board entitled to all records that come into this village hall, Mr. Benedict?
Any records that are come into the village hall would go to the village clerk. Is the village board absolutely entitled to every record that comes into the village hall? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
If
Could
you want a specific record, you can ask the village clerk. If you wish to have certain records that aren't in your normal course of duties as a village trustee, you could foil those records, but you're entitled to records that pertain to your duties as a village trustee.
Is the code enforcement, the building inspector, fire inspector, part of my duties?
Yes or no?
What's no mean?
Yes or no?
Regular attorney answer.
That's a very good answer.
I think you're totally wrong, and let me correct you on the FOIL. Trustees and mayor are not subject to FOIL. I can come in this village hall and get any record I want by asking for it as elected official under the title of trustee. So let's establish the FOIL question. So we
Mr.
understand.
Bracco, you're wrong. If you
I'll show
wish-
you. I'll show
If
you.
you wish to obtain records that do not pertain to your duties as a
I
trustee.
didn't say that. I said.
You just said you can come in and get any records. I
Well,
said
I
if
mean,
you do
pertain
not-
to what-
If you do not wish to obtain records that pertain to your duties as trustee, then you're gonna have to foil them
Is-
like anybody else.
I'm not-
But if
Okay.
you wish to obtain records that pertain to your duties as a trustee, you could ask the village clerk and she could provide them to you.
I don't think I have to ask for records. I think the records are supposed to come to the Board of Trustees, just like lawsuits are supposed to be coming to the Board of Trustees and not to the village attorney's office. I had said this before. We'll sit down and I'll show you in the law what exactly the trustees have to do as their duty. And, you know, we're making the confrontations, but in order to get us to hire somebody, the board has to be able to review the list. I don't believe that the clerk makes that determination. She is the one of the records keeper of the village.
When the personnel department gives names to the village, usually we'll get the first 3 people on the list.
No, but we can see the list as I seen the fire inspection, the building inspector list. I think all the trustees are supposed to be able to see what's going on before. Like tonight's your resignation tonight, we should have had that because it's July 29th.
Well, that was, the letter came,
okay.
the letter was brought here today, it was typed on the 29th,
Okay.
which was Friday.
So, gentlemen, we're in the middle of a vote, so
I appreciate that.
I have a question.
I'm just trying to
Before I
clarify
actually
issues.
cast my vote to Lisa, what is the likelihood that in all practicality will be ready on August 15th? The most sort of the real pending, most important issues, right, are the personnel issues, right? So how prepared will we really be to vote? That's a question for you as well, by the way.
Well, not vote, but interview.
Or even interview.
The canvassing letters went out, they have 7 days to respond to the letters. I did get 1 response for 1 position each today. So I would have to say by the end of this week would be the cutoff, and then I would be able to contact them and set up interviews.
I'm just wondering, in the future anyway, it's too late this time, but instead of sending out letters, or we can send out letters, but also call the people and email them, save a little time here.
Yes.
The process.
That's the process.
And the process says you can't call or send an email, it has to be.
But it's in the emails, you have to send a canceling letter.
Well, I'm not saying that we shouldn't send a letter, but I'm saying in addition to speed it up.
The point being, though, you're gonna, it's probably 7 to 10 days before you get to your interviews. Is that right?
Well,
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Well, if she doesn't get enough responses, she's gonna send more letters out to the next.
to the next level.
Everybody got a 95.
We want to get to the top 2
Or
or
we can
3
go
for
with
us.
email and phone as well as the letters to speed it up. I mean, let's not make this like, that we're in ancient times and it's Pony Express is the only way to communicate with people.
Well, they have my number, they can call me, but,
They can't call you unless they know they're on the, that they're a candidate.
well, we sent it out to the top 6 on the list, and then you have to wait, then you can go down to the next tier. I can't
That's
call the
even-
tier, if they got a 90 or above, they get called first. I can't call 80s until I hear back from the 90s.
More reason to speed up the process.
The people on the list, do you have resumes of them that you canvassed?
No, not yet.
So
Just
why
get-
did they,
just get a name.
when you call them and you canvass them, they should be sent like we did the last meetings we had when we hired Doug for the code enforcement, that came in and interviewed by us, a resume.
If they're interested in the
What's
position,
different?
then they contact me and bring their resume.
Directly, this is different because you have to go to civil service, you have to follow the procedure. They only give you a list of names, which is really why I don't think the list is that helpful. That's just a list of people's names.
Yeah, so if you went to the top 3 or 5, 10, and asked them to send resumes and see if they were available to come,
One person responded.
as a resume,
Out of the top 5.
The resume
She
come?
gave a resume too,
top
right?
3.
No.
Tony, how long do these people have to respond once they shoot?
I believe they have 7 days.
They have 7 days before you can kind of make the next, go down to the next tier.
To the next tier.
Just so you know,
You still have to wait for them to respond.
All right, so now I'm gonna ask a question to you.
When they get
Hire them. So hire them. That's what I'm saying.
So now I'm gonna ask a question to you, right? So you seem to have a good handle on the process. In all practicality,
I want to get.
will I be able to come in here on the 15th and interview 3 people?
You get the summer ending.
How about
I'm
one?
not blaming you, I'm just saying.
I would have to say in all likelihood, yes, because it's 2 weeks, that would give us enough time, but if you might only have 1, you might not have 3. If these top 6 that I sent out don't respond and I don't have 3 for you to interview and I go down to the next level, it's another time for them to get back to me. I have to give them
Yeah,
7 days
okay,
regardless
okay.
if I
So,
contact them via email
Why
or
don't,
phone.
why don't we just leave the meeting on the calendar? Well, I want to have everybody's attention. Why don't we leave the meeting on the calendar for now and see how this process proceeds? If we have several people to interview. What was that?
Well, no,
Yeah, if we have a meeting, we have to come, that's right.
Cancel it if this,
You can't. Not unless you come to the meeting and then cancel it. So that's why, but we can make a meeting. We can do it.
right, you can do the reverse.
Right, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying, I'm not going to just cancel it, and I'd actually rather have the interview this Thursday.
Yeah, well, I don't think she's gonna have enough people this week.
No, there's only, remember, there's only 3 code enforcement total on my entire list
But we're
to
looking,
choose
Well,
from.
but we're looking for more jobs than just code enforcement.
So my point is that we'll interview the code enforcer this week. When she gets done with her interviews, which no one knows when that will be, it could be next week, it could be the week after, then we will interview that person, and then if personnel ever gets the fire back, we'll get that list and we can start sending out those letters.
I mean, what's the reason that we want to cancel the meeting so badly? We already canceled the second meeting in July. Why do we want to cancel the second meeting in August?
I think I just explained it.
No.
So that, because we can just make a meeting when we need to interview.
Yeah, but there's other things besides interviewing. That's just one aspect.
We got bills to pay. We have work on the roads to be done. Has anybody overseen the roads to be repaved that we're now into September? when we approved it in March. We got 5 roads, I think it is.
We already informed, they're not gonna be done until August 12th.
Who was it for?
We already said that to all of us, we sent an email,
When they gonna be done?
early fall, so they are not
What's
going
early
to
fall?
start until early fall, it's too hot. They said they're not gonna be able to start on all roads until early fall. So it's not happening now.
No, I think the most pressing
The
issue.
September 1st meeting is the most important meeting, that's when the snow contract should be.
Yeah, but then again, we have a meeting tonight, we had no workshop, and we're voting. Wait.
No, if,
Let me just say something. We established something a long time ago, because the new board members are here, that the workshop will be the workshop without voting, and the clerk had told me we wanted to put something on the last time on the monthly meeting. She said, well, we're gonna do it on the workshop, and then we'll approve it for the monthly meeting. Tonight, we're doing something because we had no workshop before. We're gonna have the same thing for the September meeting if you have no workshop in August. So that, you know, the way it's prepped is one to another. I mean, I don't have a problem canceling meetings if there's really nothing to do. But I find there's a lot to be done in the village. I have a list.
and if we
Tonight,
can
you'll
get
see a
through,
little longer. A
as
list
long
of
as we can
things.
get
you're gonna
3
see.
trustees here, we should have a meeting.
Well, is there a reason why we're not having, can I ask personally, is anybody going away on that day? It's a vacation, that's why it would be. And that's why we can't make it? And there's that, we set the agenda up in April as a board. And we could cancel meetings, as the mayor said. But I just don't find why cancel back-to-back workshops. That's how I feel. I mean, like I said, we did have it one time, and I can remember, I'm not gonna lie, June, July and August, we had one meeting for the summer in the reorganization meeting. Remember, Phil?
Yeah, one meeting.
So we did have that.
Actually, I don't think we've ever had an August meeting for Dr. before.
I'm saying, we did do that so that we could basically, people away and stuff of that nature. I mean, that's how I feel.
Well, if
So
we
you
can
won't
get,
get,
yeah, so,
Oh, you're not gonna be here? So why don't we change the date tonight to a meeting you can make during the month? I'll do that. When are you gonna wait? I'll do that, that's easy. That's simple, I don't care. We'll do it a week after,
or a week
or
before.
a week before, exactly. Now, is that okay with you? Is that with you?
as long as I'm,
No, but are you gonna be here?
I'm here on the 15th, I don't know if I'm here.
What's the date of the meeting, Lisa, I'm sorry?
August 15th.
August 15th.
Not,
The 22nd?
29th of.
What about the 22nd? Would you be back?
No, I'm not gonna be here, I'll be away. If you're going, I don't know if you're gonna be away.
Okay, so 22nd, how about 29th?
No, leave it on the 15th, that's fine. May show up, I may not. That's all.
Well, if you can't make it, but if we have 3 or 4 of us here, and we have the
Well, you can put whatever you want on the agenda, we'll go forward. We're not gonna make rocket science, but let me ask a question. Could we interview if we're not here?
That's fine by me, because I'll probably already have interviewed them. I'll interview them Monday during the day.
Okay, so we'll do that. Is that okay with you guys? Tony? Deputy? All right, so we'll keep it, thank you. So let's take
All right, so July 12, electric supply bids. Wait, no, we're in a meeting, you can't approach the board, you can't have a question, you have to wait for the hearing, please.
Just want to have this person work for the village.
To the,
No, I don't, he doesn't want to do it, not to my knowledge.
everybody have a chance to look at the electricity supply bids.
Yes.
All right, everybody have a bid they want to go with.
How about the lowest?
All right,
Since
so I
this
make
is
a
a
motion?
commodity.
No resolution?
Sure.
Where's the resolution, Tony?
We could decide now.
Yeah, but we need a resolution to fill in the resolution. You want, okay, all right, do
Make a
it.
resolution to,
Okay, so we're doing 24 months fixed electric at .0699 per kilowatt hour from M&R Energy. Make that motion.
have a second?
I have a question. What's the differential between the fixed and spot rate? The spot rate,
Where's that?
the floating rate, right?
Current rate.
Oh, I thought it was on here.
No, it's not, that's the point. I mean, how do you make a decision when you don't know what the differential is?
Okay,
Do you
so,
want to find out?
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
I got it right here.
Lisa, did these give you, floating rates or no?
Donna did it.
Probably have it on the O&R website, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right now.
Who do we have now, Elisa, can I ask?
Have an arm. She's been the lowest. We've had her.
Oh, so we had them.
And they're the ones
Yeah,
that they're the ones that we approved the gas with too.
Okay.
By any chance, do you have what the old contract was? What the rate, the old contract was?
From 2 years ago.
I don't know, I think it could have been 12 months.
Tell them how it works. I don't listen to look at that this way, look at the survey back. She would have made it, right?
Probably high now, it's some.
Usually the thing that says right there.
You need your,
It says,
don't you need your account number to go in?
no,
and
it
stuff?
just gives you the numbers. Oh, here it is. Okay, right now, electric is residential is 0.09, commercial is 0.82.
Sounds like a deal.
Slow down. Go back, go down to 2015, the summer. It's still pretty good.
August is 0.87. and
0.67. All right, I'm good.
We're good, okay.
It's worth the, it's worth
So a second, I guess you, are you gonna do the second then?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, October Hill Streetlight proposal, as I understand it, this is part of what's required from the planning board. And that's it. And they're just informing us on cost of putting in, yeah, well, we have to approve putting in 3 streetlights for O&R.
How long of a street is it? You know, Doug, how long of a street?
1,500 maybe. I'm guessing because that's 3 years ago.
How many homes? 9?
12. 12 new ones. 2 existing. I thought it was 1,500 feet.
Lisa, don't we pay $50 a street light? Why is it 75 per light?
Doug, can I ask you a question?
Actually,
This is the new development, right? We put the lights in after the houses are up, or before?
There was a separate agreement for the lights in this development. And last I remember, that the village taxes would not pay for the lights or the cost of the lights.
You talking about initially or continuously for the
It's
electricity?
continuous. And that's
Really? That's what that says.
That's fine, but where would that money come from?
from the Association of October Hill. I'm not sure.
They did form an association because of the wetland, because of the pond, the water, they make the
All
retention
right,
pond there.
why don't we table this until we have more information? Our attorney is not so sure that's the case, but maybe he's wrong.
It was,
No, we definitely do not have an association. We only made a taxing association for the wetlands. We didn't do anything for lights.
wetlands have nothing to do with it.
No, I know.
It was for the water runoff.
I'm saying, we only did,
Retention basin.
we only did it for that.
So my
So-
concern is that normally lights are when the infrastructure, they go before the structure, before the homes do, right? So we put all the infrastructure in, our homes don't get built. Now we're paying for the lights for no reason, right?
Well,
Well, the lights wouldn't go up if the homes don't go up.
I don't know that.
it's different from what the normal lighting is in the village. I don't know why or what brought it about several years ago, a couple of years ago now.
But the other question I would have on this is, are these the most efficient light bulbs where the electricity would be less, even though the upfront is more? Because I think we can probably charge the developer the upfront.
Who are you asking?
Anybody who has an answer?
There could be a
All I
big
know is that
difference.
this was
All right, so these are
from the planning board.
Why don't we put these questions on the table, and when we have our next meeting, we can make a decision,
All
hopefully.
right, but who are you gonna call to find out the answers?
Ghostbusters.
No, seriously.
Call Brian, the engineer that's building the subdivision, see what he says. He would know more.
Yeah, and we can talk to the applicant as well.
You gotta look on the
That's right.
original plan, the original
The
sheet,
original plan,
and see,
what they
there
require.
was something about a lighting district.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but. So that's the other thing we have to look into. You can look into that, right? You don't have to look into it, you already know. He doesn't have to look into it, he already knows. But he's whispering, I don't know why.
I'll speak to.
Table it, move on.
Table, move on.
Thanks, John.
Okay, I want to thank Walmart for our wonderful chairs. Let's go to vouchers. Actually, some of the vouchers I want to talk about in different sessions, but personnel. Plus the personnel is fine. It's part of the whole thing.
Well,
Table it?
Yeah, we just.
Well, I have a question
There's
about-
one thing on this, guys.
I have a question on one of the vouchers, which I don't think has anything to do with personnel, and that is changing of the software, Microsoft to Open Service,
Open office.
Open Office,
Yeah.
because I don't remember that being discussed at the board,
No, I have to discuss it tonight.
but we already got the invoice, it sounds like it's already done.
I wasn't supposed to do that before we talked about it. Alright, well, here's the deal about that anyway. We wasn't supposed to do it before we talked about it.
Well, that means we don't have to pay for it.
Could you go,
I'm gonna ask you-
no, go and tell me exactly what,
I'll tell you what happened. So we currently have Microsoft 360. No. Yeah, Office,
Right,
but Office 360. Evidently, the version of Office 360 we have is online only. The version is set to expire in September. Once it expires, all the files go with it.
What do you mean it's online only? We don't
Online-
we don't have the programs?
In the cloud. It is not like your normal 2010 Microsoft Office where it will be on your computer. This one, I was told, is in the cloud, and once we stop paying our monthly service fee, which we're not paying now anyway, but
why are
they're
you
going
paying the monthly fee?
because we paid it, when we bought the system, when we bought the software initially, it came with a certain amount of time that we could use it.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Charlie bought that.
So why can't we continue paying that?
No, we're not paying anything right now.
No, I'm saying,
Start paying it.
We can go, but it's a monthly fee.
that's too much.
There's a free alternative,
Okay.
which is called Open Office, which I use in my office.
Okay.
It's done by the same people who did some Microsoft systems, very good. It's basically, it runs on all Office files and other files and stuff.
Will that have to be
It's
changed
not Open
later?
Office, I'm sorry, it's called LibreOffice.
That
That'll
would be
never have to be
fine.
changed.
That'll be fine.
It's open software, it stays on your computer, and it's good for however, it's illegal for
Back,
years.
just
What about
back up one. What would it cost?
Files, well, as soon as we transfer the files back to, we can download them all right now.
That was gonna be my question, can we get the files out of the cloud and put them on a hard drive here?
Way ahead of you, guy. It's already put together, that's why I had to talk about it tonight, because I need to approve the money for, Office Concepts to, no, wait, who is it? FIS, yeah, to change all the computers.
Okay, so just
But
put,
that 1100's not for that, right? That's just for that. He didn't tell me to do that.
how did you get to that number, number one?
Hey, where's his bill?
Where was this bill?
It's in the package.
So anyway, that's what he has to do to change all the computers, or else we're not gonna.
Okay, so the question that
Or
was,
files.
if we were to stay with the old one, just for me, because I'm not a computer guy, what would it cost us a month?
More than free.
Okay,
But
but
it's
it,
not
well,
free, you said.
but it depends, and, you know, if
Well,
we're
this
talking,
is time to convert all the.
you know, if we're talking about
Convert all the-
if we're talking about $20 a month, I have no idea if we're talking about 20, 100, 200.
Right.
If you're talking about 20, you have, a very long time before it hits the 1100.
It's gotta be more, it's gotta be more.
No, if you.
How many pieces
recommended it to
five?
me, then, but that's expensive.
I'd rather have something permanent, but you have to go back to it. I
Yeah, but
agree.
the other question is, why can't we bring it down from the cloud on our own hard drive and keep it there?
But then the program itself is gonna be useless. and they're not gonna be able to send emails or make anything, use Excel.
Yeah, so it's twofold. Storage is on the cloud and also the actual program's on the cloud. So you know, if you download everything, you have all your files, you still need the program. You gotta buy the program too. And you can buy Microsoft 2007 and put it on.
You did that too, but that was $60 a computer or something like that.
Okay, like still less than 1,100.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what the amount was.
And I don't even know if this is all of it, if that's the end of it.
Lisa, could I ask a question, Lisa? Being you're the clerk, and I guess you, Louis, did he tell you before he started this what it was gonna cost? Louis or not?
No, I clearly told Louis though not to do anything until we approve the money, so.
But it's done.
I don't think it's done.
We have an invoice. He must have did the work.
You got that?
No, I don't think it's done though. He
Did
didn't change
Louis
over.
get paid?
No date sets to announce.
He didn't change up. This is July 29th. This is July. He didn't do that.
Yeah, but he can't send us an invoice before the work's done, and we try to approve to pay it before the work's done.
Oh, go get him. He's probably here. He might still be here. Go see if he's here. He come in and explain this to us. What else we got? Any other questions?
Ralph has some other ones. That was my major question on the voucher.
No, finance. From the structure? Is included? It wasn't even on this. Take it out.
Let's take it out, yeah.
What?
We're
Take it out to 11.
we're tabling
Yeah,
it
take it out
anyway,
to
but you wanted to talk about some stuff, right? Executive session now?
Yeah, I want to take a look.
Okay.
One item.
But can I just say something, and I'm always opposite of what people say, if he did it already, why would you want to take it out? Why don't we make the mayor
I
subject?
told him not to do it. That's all I-
But if he did it, what are you gonna do? Tell him to take it out? But he couldn't? I don't know, I'm gonna, okay.
I don't know. Okay.
So we're tabling this, we're tabling that.
Minutes.
All right, minutes. Or motion to approve the minutes.
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of July 5th.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Okay, mayor's report. Also, thank you for the warm chairs. I have an item, maybe we have to, we should make a resolution for this, just to solidify it. So, someone hit the wall over on Cragmere. We sent Belleville out to give it an estimate. It was $1,100 or so. There's like a little brick wall that's on the right-hand side.
North of the nursing home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the east side of
Private
the
property?
east side of the street?
No, it's our wall. It's the second time.
So it's the east side of the street.
Anyway, the guy didn't want to go through insurance, so he wanted to get an estimate. His estimate was too high, so he wrote a check to Airmont for Belleville's estimate to fix it. So we should have a motion.
So who's
to-
actually paying for the
The guy already paid for it. The guy who crashed the car.
The car?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Why do we have to make a resolution for that, Tony? Why don't you just pay Belleville? Keep it out, because if we pay Bellevue,
He
there's,
already gave the check, that's why.
but then it's prevailing wages. If the guy pays, we don't prevailing wages.
Belleville's prevailing wages.
If the guy pays Belleville, it's not prevailing wages. It's out of the village
But,
government.
but Belleville's estimate assumed it would be prevailing wages, so we're
Okay,
covered.
okay.
He already got it.
I
It was
understand.
2,200 for him to do it, it was 11 or 12.
Well, I am surprised, so that, when I am surprised that he didn't have to sign a release.
Us, sorry?
Yeah, the driver who, that, you know, this is satisfaction.
He trusts the village, he's a resident of the village.
Anyway, so I figure you should at very least know about it, but maybe we should make a resolution to do it anyway, just to accept the $1,250 check, $1,150 check, to fix the wall on Cragmere. We're not paying for it.
And allocate the check to Belleville Landscape.
Yeah, and you sign it like Belleville.
For the repair of the wall.
Do we have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries there. All right, so about 2 weeks ago, we got an estimate from Belleville Landscaping to basically redo the entire parking lot here. I think I informed everybody also, and I think some of you guys knew about it too, that Ellen Jaffe's office is giving us money for capital improvements. This would be covered under it. I would like to send this estimate out for bid to, or actually I would like to send this to the attorney to put this out for bid, right?
This is for
For the parking lot.
we need to speak out.
Yeah, I think we should put the entire thing out to bid. There's a lot to do, and it would be considered one project
It's
in
over
order to.
$35,000.
Yeah, in order to stay, in order to comply with what it, whatever.
You know, I know we keep saying this, but it bothers me that the village can't spend that kind of money with an employee that's contracted with the village and has to go out for bid. I see Tony Sharon, employee of the town, superintendent of highways, spend money without going for bids. I don't get why we're not in the same,
Is he doing the work or is some outside contractor?
some outside contract. But he's bidding, but they're spending like he got the well, the roads are different. I mean, he's, like they're doing something in Hilbert, with a building. I don't know how it works, you're the lawyer, but to me, Belleville works for us, so I don't know why we, especially that money's coming through a grant, can't give it to our employee.
It would be nice if we could, but we can't because he's a contractor, just like somebody else would be if they did the public work.
But that he's an employee contractor.
No, he's not an employee. He's an independent contractor.
And okay, what about George Stoll?
Same thing.
I see, okay, I guess so.
All right, so then do I have a motion to have direct the attorney to write the specs, put in the notice, and have the.
Well, you have the specs, you said that.
Yeah, I have this, I have the map.
The map that they have to
everything
follow.
that Eve asked for.
To make the resolutions.
So, yeah, we
Within
have all
30
that.
days, it has to be done back with 30 days.
Is it 30 days or?
It's less than
20
30
days.
days. You need to give these people enough time to get their specs.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean, we'll do the specs.
All right.
We have,
They're bid back. Oh, that's right, you have to write it all up.
We have to write it up.
Yeah. All right.
all right, so then I'll make a resolution,
do it.
we do that, we make a resolution to
Get it out as soon as possible.
send out bid specs for the entire park lot of the village of Airmont at 251 Cherry Lane.
All right, wait a second. Second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye, motion carries. Okay, parking lot, that's employment. All right, one more thing. Now, Ralph and Dennis, you guys have to refresh my memory on this. I got an email from 15 Darby Road resident. The email says, my house is set back from the street, I have a very long driveway in my neighborhood. There's traffic, and people park on their street. And she said, the daughter was unable to exit the driveway at night, there's no physical space to allow us to exit our driveway. Okay. I believe this person contacted us, remember, to put a handicap spot?
That's on the corner, no, that's not on Darby, that's on.
Valentine,
Huh?
corner of Darby and Valentine.
Yeah,
Valentine,
I
right,
think
the
that's-
right, the driveway, right,
I think
on the
that's where
left.
this person.
Right, well, they wanted a handicap ramp
Right,
to go
that's
down, right.
Yeah, I think she wants to build parking signs.
Well,
Yeah.
now she's asking us, she's asking us, is this something that we can do about the parking?
Well, what I would suggest is let Belleville go out, speak to her, and see what his recommendation is.
Don't feel, or,
Huh?
You mean
Brian.
you mean the
No, I would
engineer?
well, you can make both Brian and, but Brian costs you money, Belleville don't, get an idea.
I don't know, it should cost money for this.
Well,
Should be part of his regular
they're gonna only give,
retainer.
the engineers only give you specs of where you're gonna put stuff. Where Belleville may tell you that this or that is opinion of what he's been doing in the building.
That's also about traffic and safety as well.
Well, that comes into Brian, but I don't know. I know we had a problem with this the last time, and we didn't do nothing. I mean,
Yeah, I remember we didn't do anything about it, and she's contacting us again.
Because I think they said we should do it.
But he sounds like it's a different, it sounds like a different employee.
No, he says.
No, I think it's the
It
same.
may be the same house, but
It
it
is the
sounds,
same house.
it sounds different.
Well, they could get in a driveway the same,
These
yes.
are, yeah, there's.
The driveway's on the back, on the
So
side.
that's what happened,
Yeah.
this is the same, this was the same complaint of the last one, they didn't get out of their driveway either.
No, last time they had a van dropping off handicapped people, and there was no room for the van to pull in.
Alright, so then I'm gonna have, I'll just set her up, I'll set Belleville to go see her, and
Get those
Give
specific,
recommendation.
and then I would say let Belleville come to one of our meetings, talk about it.
Lisa, can you set it up, please?
Or make Belleville, make Belleville talk to Eve and Ryan before he comes, to get their whole together.
Great idea. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, now on our second meeting in September, we have the joint meeting between our board, the zoning board, and the planning board.
Yes.
So that's gonna be a long meeting, since we have our regular business plus that.
Want another meeting in September? The third meeting?
3?
Why don't you stay here?
Game? No, that's more reason to have the meeting in August.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got quite a bit, okay. 93 Sherwood Road. 3 Thursdays ago, there was a party. A lot of cars on the roads, a lot of complaints. You were notified.
Did they answer? Yes.
The complaint, exactly.
Yes.
And supposedly, Cone told me they're not allowed to park on Sherwood. And there's about 55 cars on Eden Place and Dale. And the cops went there. Did we get a report back from the police department, Lisa?
I didn't get anything, no.
Okay. We have a log that comes every month.
Did you ask for it? 'Cause that-
No, I didn't do it, I wanted to, maybe you did, I
I'd be
listened.
interested in, so, yeah.
I just, again, somebody came to me and asked me about it, and they said that, do we do anything about parties in the village? So everybody's allowed to have a party, but the bottom line is, this parking in the streets, taking the road up is not really one of our things, and the person got upset with me, so I didn't know how to answer it, so that was my concern. I know you spoke to them, they said, and it was,
Who did I speak to? I spoke to.
oh, you emailed them or something, you emailed them, they
Yeah,
said.
the email, yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I emailed it back.
Right, okay. The other thing that I have concerned on, and I'm gonna ask the attorney to give me this in writing because I wanna make sure that I'm correct. When we rent downstairs, the village board has to approve the renting of downstairs. You can check that out to
We have
make
a the board has a resolution.
to approve it.
There's a resolution, I forget the.
Okay, now, the people downstairs that were rented, did we make a resolution for that? Okay.
No, there's a resolution that pertains to how the downstairs is.
Yeah, that the board makes a decision. Now,
Right, I'll let you
you,
know when,
okay, there's a resolution for that we made? Could you give me a copy of that? Okay,
Right, so we're supposed to know when someone's renting it, right?
correct.
and we we made a resolution for that. That's before you went to Italy, is that correct?
The resolution for downstairs?
I think it was made a long
To-
time
to
ago.
rent
It was a
to the
long,
par-
it was a long time ago that you guys need to be notified of a party.
Well, we notified this party
Yes,
Saturday.
yes.
By resolution?
No, when we first got the application at the meeting, it was verbal.
So no resolution?
No,
Okay.
there's no resolution.
Okay, so going on that thing, I came here, and unfortunately, I'm gonna make a resolution tonight, that the doors of this village always stay locked, or somebody has to be here when it's open. The doors are open, I came into my here to get my stuff, and the 3 people in the hallway, the mother, the daughter, and the kid. And I don't know who they were, and they said that you had said to leave them alarm off and keep the door open. We can't do that, Lisa.
Yes, that she calls the mayor, and the mayor comes in and closes it when they're done.
No, the
When
mayor
they
comes to
leave-
open it,
And closed.
yeah, but it was open. She came in on that side door and it was open with her kids. I was here and I don't know what it was because we had a blackout. O&R called me up. Also, we had a phase
Oh, you took it Friday.
Friday, yes, exactly.
Yes.
Friday.
So the point I'm saying is the village cannot have the alarm off at any.
I
and then-
agree with you, the alarm was off because we had no power, and the mayor was aware that they were coming in Friday night to bring their stuff in for downstairs. Then he was gonna turn, there was no way, we left here, we had no power.
I understand it, but the door was open. I got
What?
scared.
Friday night?
Friday night.
What
They had a
time?
mop.
Because they were here till 11 o'clock.
I was here with them.
Okay.
I came back, I was with O&R, because one of the phases went out in the building. This was all out, the air conditioner was out, and then I found out that half of the room downstairs was on.
Oh, is that why the air conditioners didn't work?
Exactly right.
I knew it.
So basically, I came and I spoke to them, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we gotta do something with cleaning. The senior room, I hate to repeat, go back and forth, it's disgusting, God forgive me, and downstairs is disgusting. I wanna be out of my own pocket, give the $150 back to the lady, because she spent 4 hours cleaning and mopping with webs down there. It was disgusting. And they made it nice and all, they had a nice party on Saturday, I believe, because somebody called me, and then I came, and they were vanished, and they were gone. So I said to myself, what they call me for? So anyway, but the point is, I just feel that unless the board wants to say the village could be left open, I think the door should always be locked. Somebody should come and open it. I would like to see somebody get a stipend when we have parties to give maybe $50 to open and close the door and maybe be part of it in case there's a problem so that the person could get somebody. I mean, I came because you called me. I only came back because I was here with my stuff on Friday nights, and I came back because O&R called me about we need to give them the number of the O&R electric bill. I had to call Donna. Could I have your cell number, please? Okay. Because I didn't know it either, and they hooked it up. But P.S. it was lucky because it was on top of the pole outside that was broke over there. So, you know, we have to stay. And let me ask the board, am I saying something that maybe we disagree? Dennis?
Disagree with what? It should be locked? Of course not.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm only one person. Okay. But somebody should be aware of it. Okay. That's that. Okay. I spoke about the other thing. I spoke this law contract. Okay. Benedict will go again. Westgate. What's going on with them?
Oh, that's Cheeseman.
Cheeseman.
Cheeseman,
Nothing.
right.
No.
Their attorney indicated that they have worked out an arrangement with the county treasurer.
That's 3 months ago. I got here.
And as far as I know, that arrangement is still in effect.
I'm gonna ask Maria.
Okay. What about I'm not going to say the name. You got to read the survey for the corner of 59.
We have a surveyor who will be sending out letters to the property owners, and we should get that survey done within the next couple of weeks, within the
It's
next.
still not done?
We just worked out the arrangements, the final arrangements.
So did they clean the property up as well? That means they're still in court.
It's still in court, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I talked about that. What about Route 257's case, the rent?
247. Yes.
Oh, 247, I'm sorry.
Maybe we should discuss that in executive.
Okay.
That's very good.
No, that's actually the,
Okay, no, I'm just kidding, okay. Okay, senior I talked about. That. I talked about that. Okay. Oh. I don't know how to say this, but I'll try to say it. The mayor goes to conferences of mayors. How often do you go, and what takes place there for mayors? Yeah, I'd like to know. If we're giving you some money, are you having something to eat at least?
no, that's just for.
Nothing to eat? Come to my dad and give me a muffin.
That is for the,
Conference of mayors.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just for the hotel and the, sign up to be there. They teach you soup to nuts on how to run.
Let me ask you a question.
How to run a village.
If we pass as a resolution, then, was it 12 mayors?
You mean the
He's talking
conference of
about
mayors?
your monthly one, Bill. He's talking about your monthly one.
Oh, not the New York conference of mayors. You're talking about the.
The neighbor, the
Rockland
12
mayor.
the village,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that one. I'm
Yes,
sorry. Thank you,
okay,
Lisa.
sorry. Different story.
No, because I'm saying, if
That is paid. That is strictly. Yeah, I guess the only thing that we pay for is dinner, and then we.
oh, you have dinner? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just saying, we would rent you this room for that price, and we could make some money.
No, we have dinner.
So-
We've had the president of O&R, the CEO of O&R spoke with us. Sue has spoke with us.
But you never tell us what goes on. Anything interesting? Did we get anything? What O&R, stuff like that? Suez?
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, you know what it is, we only have meetings every 5th Monday of the month. So any month that has a 5th Monday is when our meeting is. So there's not that many meetings. The last one, I think, was
And does that be a
in,
full moon as well?
the last one, sorry, it's only
Does that be a full moon
it's
as
the same
well?
every single time. The last one we had was strictly mayors. It wasn't, and actually that was the best meeting we had, because everyone got to speak with each other. It was great. That's how I found out about who was getting paid, who was getting money for to do their comprehensive plans. That there was actually money available. I didn't even realize that. And you'll learn a lot of little things like that, how they're dealing with their issues. At that point, I think no knock was big. So me, Sam next door, and Marshall were all heavy into the no knock discussion. No, we had a lot. You talk about a lot of whatever's happening in each person's
I know they're a bad guy here.
village. So.
What's going on with Grand Union? Did we talk to Grand Union, Tony?
So the last,
That's what it is.
We tried several times to talk to the VC.
now we're getting blown off by
We're getting
him
blown off by
because he
him,
doesn't
so
have
we
any.
just have to go back to talk to, what's his name?
We were supposed to meet him at the end of July. That was the last
That's
one.
the owner.
And then he said, "Well, I really don't have anything for you." That was July 22nd or something, whatever the middle of the week was. And he said, "I really don't have anything for you, so it's better we meet when I have something to discuss with you guys."
Now, the other thing, what the lady said about the cell towers law. We talked about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, about a comprehensive plan to get update. Maybe that's one of the meetings we should be talking about. Maybe not gonna be here to start working on that to maybe go forward, because, we have laws we put in place and we didn't send information out for the,
As far as the comprehensive plan, we are, sorry, Chiefman, the taxes got paid. Forward with all the-
I sent all of you,
oh, good.
The majority of the suggestions from the comprehensive plan were enacted, conservation easement, telecommunications law. Those were recommendations. They were enacted. There might be one or two things in there, something about the architecture review board, but they were suggestions. I don't know if there's actually a law about it, but they were like, the architecture review board should mandate that everything's stone or neutral colors, nothing black, nothing white, nothing bold. For the most part, there are a lot of other parts of the comprehensive plan that I think we need a review on, because some of the things that are going on, especially with population density, the plan addresses and in detail actually with projects. It states that certain projects, when they occur, need to match the population density in the surrounding area and stuff like that. So, I don't know if we can get a class on that. That would be great, a class on
Okay,
that.
okay, the other thing is, the laws that we put into place, the rental of housing. I know you said you want to send a package of information. I don't agree with that. I think people should be all notified, and they have to come into the village of Airmont in case they have questions of how they fill things out, and take an application. Because if you send applications out, package, it's money, it's cost for stamps, it's a little heavier, they may not answer it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I think, you showed me what you showed me on that. I think it has to be addressed because there are funds there. We talked about that, and something of that nature we have to really expedite as best we could. And maybe,
you're just saying you sent them a letter notifying.
yes, if they basically are a rental, they have to demonstrate that they are on in the village.
I sent you a letter.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, all right, so then we'll adjust it.
Huh?
I changed a couple. I changed everything you guys said, and I resent it. So, you guys should have the final.
I don't remember the final, but so it
Yeah.
hasn't run out yet.
No, we don't have our help here to send it out. So.
I just think that should be, that's what I say about meetings. That's maybe we should be really staying aggressive on, basically, to do that, to make sure that they go out, so it's finished, To me, I like to get things
So
in
you
and out.
know, I did the list, and unfortunately, the old
Did they give you a new one?
They didn't update it yet. I don't know if Randolph was taking their time to update the
Was that Scott
tax
Shella?
list.
Because he's not there.
He's an interim guy now.
That's what I'm saying. No, he's the guy
But
who
we
was there
just
before.
got this, when was that leak? Is that last Monday we got this? We got the updated disc, but it's only in PDF form. They wouldn't give it to us in a sortable form, so you can't use it. But I'm hoping that since they gave us the disc last Monday, it's a little lag and everything else will be updated. So that's good. I'll have a little better list.
That sounds good.
And
People have been putting themselves on the non-registry. Don't know how to use WordPress personally to have some sort of way to check it, but we have been getting inquiry. We have been getting residents putting their name on the no-knock list, and we have been getting inquiries from our licensed solicitors as to who's on the list. We've been sending them addresses only. So
Do they come and ask you, or we have to send them?
they come and ask.
I'd rather make the residents or the people come to us than us spend our time, our workers doing the work and send them out. Because that's their job. And if they don't do it, then they go to court. Question, attorney. We have situations from the code enforcement that have tickets and all. Who's following through with them that we're giving out? We have tickets from the fire inspector. Who's following through if we have to go through trials and all? Or they're gonna be all thrown out?
We already discussed that in executive session.
Okay.
So we.
Okay, I have a problem.
Quite clear.
Good idea.
I have no problem. It's the same, but, you know.
Since in the policy.
All right, and the last thing I had was, we talked about the clerk. Why can't we expedite that quicker, man? That's a regular list from personnel.
As soon as I heard, we got the list.
The
Some
clerk, we
letters
get the
out.
clerk list?
Yeah.
So can we put?
The letters are already out.
They're out already.
They went out last week.
Oh, okay, so they're done, okay.
She only told us a week and a half.
No, I don't care about her, I'm saying about, okay, no.
No,
just-
the letters went out, and I found out we can't hire her, we have to hire off the list,
For full-time,
because she doesn't answer to a board. That's,
for full-time, right?
yes.
All right, no problem. That's all I have, sorry.
That's
I
it.
had a question on the overnight parking, where we're going with that, because I think, assuming, depending on what we do, is it might cover, it might have to cover. But commercial vehicles, they're overnight parking here and out.
Being he said that, I was gonna talk about that.
We'll be back and forth now.
No, just,
Executive session, get out of here.
no, it's something that may be, listen, may be a positive, usually guys may wanna agree. Law's gotta take 30 to 60 days to be approved by the state, is that correct, Tony?
It takes time.
Okay, so my question is, now we have an election in March, and we heard so much about different things. Why don't we put together, as what Dennis said, you said, of taking the, now remember, a consensus on the election, on the thing, like a thing, do you expect overnight parking 12 months a year? Do you expect commercial? And get a thing, we can put that on an election and see what comes out. Now, let me just tell the board something right now. Once the results come out, it's not a referendum that has to be done. It's an opinion that you get from the public, and you can say yes or no. So at least you have both. Because my feeling is, we're into August and September. November 1st is only a month later. So you only have 1 month of, if you made it pass the law, to do it. So if you do it in March, it's gonna go November, December, January, February, March, April. So by March, you'll have an opinion from the public, you'll have your decision what you wanna do, you make a decision, maybe April, in the reorganization meeting, one way or another. So it continues forward from April, or you don't do it. I think it'd be the right thing, because we're so far into it. I think, unless the board wanna make the decision to do it, I have no problem. But you know what I'm trying to say? Because it can be done what the board wants to do, the majority, or get the opinion from the public and see what happens. What do you think, Mayor? Bad idea? I don't like to vote on things.
Well, regarding the parking, since that last meeting, I think we have a bigger issue than overnight parking. I think we have a severe lack of parking, and I think that might have to be addressed. But I have to figure out how this is going to go about, so. I don't know, I haven't put it together yet, so I don't know. When I do, I'll let you know.
Okay, no problem. It was just a thought that it somewhat be democracy in the works, you'll see people vote for it. And like I say, it may work, it may not. Again, when you get these things, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, you don't have to be, what's that word? binded by it. It's just input that you're getting from the public. Am I wrong?
You may not do just a,
No, on the election, on the machine.
The problem with that is, though, is that by the time the law is actually put into place, it's nearly a year.
No.
Sure. Because if you enact it more in April, you still gotta send it out for 60 days. That's May, June.
But you really right now, okay, I got
so
you.
you're thinking about.
I got you.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to get every voter's opinion.
Well, whoever vote, no, they may not vote for it. Some people may not even touch it.
And that's the other thing, then you're only getting, the voter turnout is usually only about 20%, so then you're only getting sort of the folks who actually turn out, which is not necessarily everyone, every young one.
Oh, I know. That was just, listen, you could do it. I just thought, because it's going into November now, that's so close to passing now.
Point now, it's gonna be illegal as far as overnight.
That's my point.
Yeah, mother-
Exactly.
yeah,
But what I would say, and I feel, I said it before, that's why I wanted a different police department. Their law enforcement in this village, in my humble opinion, and I don't get the cops here not, are not doing 100%. They may do 60%, but I can tell you, not 100%. And that would be the problem too. Because if you give them in the wintertime, they won't do it in the summertime. Maybe. Anyway, that's my theory.
I think we have a lot of issues. I think
There's a lot more.
incorporating your comprehensive plan ideas is,
Could we need to do that with them?
I think they should get paid.
I agree on
Let's
this.
hear it from the planning board and zoning board and figure out what we gotta go from there.
Now, the question on that meeting, did we get a commitment, Lisa, that they're coming?
Planning and zoning board?
Oh, both boards are coming? But, did we, hello?
Yes,
Most boards that come in, they have
they
confirmation.
requested it.
But did they say they're coming, all of them?
As far as Suzanne said to me, she said, yes, you can go ahead with the meeting on the 19th.
Okay.
I don't know if every board member will be there, but
Well, that's the majority.
the majority.
Well,
I think they all agreed upon a date, so I think the majority of them will.
I don't care about the ad hoc, I care more about the 5 members. That's right, yeah. All right, no problem. It's just, I think we should prepare questions and stuff, and maybe ask them to prepare questions to us, so we don't, back and forth, so we have a full idea.
I think they had questions, but they requested a meeting.
I thought you did.
No, I just facilitated it.
Oh, I'll make a motion on the executive session.
Discuss from the history, particular person,
Contracts.
and current litigation. Anyone
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? What?
I'm thinking, should we try,
Discussion?
so should we try, I'm just wondering if maybe there's an appetite to revisit Mr. Rosen's situation? See if anybody maybe has a change in heart? Okay.
I personally have no other revisit anything. But,
Yeah.
anyone discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session at 9:04. All right. That's not gonna do it. That's not it. We did,
I'm a kind of person that I just looked at this. It's a Sony, I think. Yeah, Sony. This one is about 500. But, I
it's right there.
Where everybody else uses a standard SD card.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got cameras that only take the old Sony memory sticks.
And we have resolutions.
And then, does it record in standard MP4
Oh, okay, it's
or?
gonna be for that.
I don't think so. I know it's uploadable.
Tony?
Well, you know what? No, I don't know. I
Why do that?
haven't. I just got this.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't even
yes,
tested it out yet. Other than it's high def resolution.
Text me,
and
yeah.
it's
He said he got it okay, and
telephone.
he got it now.
The reason I like this camera, I have another about the same size, but kind of lesser model.
Yeah.
I can plug a
So
microphone.
here now, it's so much.
Right.
So I do other things where instead of getting the air conditioner and all the guys chatting behind me, some other places I can plug right into a direct audio feed.
Yeah.
And it's clean.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to this room. They haven't, set that.
I met a guy, he was doing like the board meetings, and he did picture-in-picture, he sets up 2 cameras, and he has it from different angles, that's cool.
Like I said, I have this other camera, my software, or supposedly, if you load up 2 videos, it will sync them.
Yeah.
Like something like this, if I had one camera on the audience, or split on the 2 ends of the board, then it would sync up the audio, so I could flip back and forth without dropping it.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. Oh.
That was upset.
Yeah.
It's like that.